Hello there, it's Philip Dewhurst from 007GB. I'm here in Canterbury in Kent to have a look, a very special look at something I'm very excited about. I'm here at AGORA Models and we are going to get to have a look at a prototype of the DB5 from No Time to Die. Now in order to do that, we're going to have to speak to this man here, James Franks from AGORA Models. James, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, thanks for coming down.
So what have we got here? Is this a prototype I see before me?
Let me show you. So this is 1:8 scale prototype model of the DB5 from No Time to Die. We started working with Eon just over a year ago, and this is the first in our collection of James Bond cars. We went and scanned the cars from the movies, and we also scanned some Aston Martins for the engines and things. And from that created a 3D computer model, which we then created this prototype. So the prototype is actually made of resin, but the final model kit is metal.
I know that to be true because you show me this piece here.
So we create this prototype to show to Eon and to Aston Martin to get their approval. It comes back and they say, well, you forgot this bit, you forgot that bit, that bit's not quite right, and then we correct those and go into production, and we'll be shipping the final models to customers for the end of this month.
Right, so I take it that Eon and Aston Martin have approved this model then?
They have indeed, and they've been very helpful. For example, if we look inside the engine, when we took this to Aston Martin, a lot of the old Aston Martins that are still around today have had many bits changed. The first one we saw had all this black cabling, and the historian at Aston Martin said, in fact, that cabling should be green.
Oh, right.
So if I can just reach over there, you can see here we've replaced all these green
was this done at Aston Martin Works in Newport Pagnell?
Yes,
yes,
absolutely.
Because the Heritage Centre, they've got the continuation models, and so I take it that the continuation models had the black, but then the tech or knowledgeable historian said it should be green.
Yeah, it's a mixture of things as well, like the things like oil filters and air filters get replaced over time, and newer versions go in, so we have to find out what it actually looked like at the
I'll
time.
try not to break it. I mean, the detail on it is exceptional, I must say.
Yeah, we're lucky working with people like Aston Martin. They give us CAD drawings of the actual engine, so we can reduce that to 1:8 scale and replicate that. And they give us all the paint codes, so we can match the colours exactly.
Because this doesn't come as a complete model, does it?
No, it comes in about, excluding the spokes, about 500, 600 pieces.
Wow.
And the idea is you build it yourself.
Right. No Aston Martin technician required?
No, not at all. It's actually, so we started the company on the premise that anyone can build, we call them museum quality models. So there's no painting involved. There's very, very little gluing. So you actually screw it together. So it's a kind of more like Meccano, the old Meccano, and Lego. Kind of, you put the bits together, and gradually, over stages, you end up with this final model.
I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is the prototype. I'm not surprised that Eon and Aston Martin signed off on it, because having seen originals in full size and the continuation models at Aston Martin Works, I can tell you this is spot on. It really is a gorgeous piece. I'd love to see some of the features. Now, I don't want to touch it because if I break it, I'll be in trouble. Would you like to show some of the key features? You don't have to show them all, but just some of the key features that the final production model will have.
Sure. There's a couple of things this car has, the No Time to Die version, which weren't actually featured in the movie. So one is the DB5s all have ejector seats.
Ejector seat, good job.
And so this one has an ejector seat in it, so you can take the roof off, and then there'll be a button in here. So this is the prototype, so it's not the final one, but this ejector seat will then eject and come out of the top.
Right, on a spring.
Yep, on a spring. The inside, all the controls, Bond's controls, as they were in the current movie, No Time to Die.
Does it have the smoke feature? I mean, it's incredibly difficult to do.
Sadly not, though. We do know people who buy our models, they do modify them themselves, so people do add on these things.
I think that's probably a step too far for smoke. When I was only joking, of course.
What it does have, we offer this model with two license plates at the front. The car that was made for the movie had an LED changeable number plate. If you remember Goldfinger, he had the number
rotated there.
So just to bring it into the modern era, the license plate on the new one is LED, which I'll demonstrate in a minute. But we offer also the standard plate as well. So if customers want the static one with the number plate on it, either of the three that were featured, I think it was an Italian plate, a French plate, and a British plate.
So they come as like stickers or metal plate?
Absolutely. So that'll go on.
Decals.
And then you put that on. Alternatively, you can basically LED one. So we have this little controller.
That's quite smart.
That comes with it because some of the features are worked by this little machine. So if I press it, you can then see.
Yeah. There you go, BMT 216A.
And it then switches. I think that's the French one.
That's
no, that's the
French one.
That's French. The previous one was the Italian one, and then turn it off.
Right.
So you can scroll through.
That's a really cool feature.
Yeah, and to actually kind of get the technology down to that size is quite tricky, actually.
I would imagine it is.
Next, whilst we're looking this way, we also have the miniguns that actually work on this one.
Well, now you're talking. Now I want to see some defensive features.
Oh, well, actually, before I do that, we've got the headlights come on. There we go.
Oh, wow.
And the lights are on the back.
I can just imagine this in a display case, and you've got a dinner party, you've got guests over, you're showing them the model, and you've got that controller in your back pocket, and you're just clicking it on, and it's kind of a party piece. So I think those features will be very, very popular.
Well, you could surprise people with the miniguns actually for that party.
Oh, yes.
So the headlights drop down.
Yeah.
Push those down. And the guns pop out.
I mean, it's hard not to have a big kid moment with things like this, I can tell you. I mean, where was this when I was 10? Mine was this big and it was as heavy as anything.
Well, when we developed it, we went to Bond in Motion and we went to the one it was in Bewley.
Yeah.
And the guy there said, "Do you want to see the guns working?" So plugged it all in and got the guns working, which we videoed, and it was amazing. We just got to do that at 1:8.
I don't blame you. Yeah, having seen that one that you're talking about, and it spins round as well.
Yeah. So ours spin round and fire. If I press button D, I think it is.
Super. Brilliant. Is there any other defensive features? I do recall, and certainly there could be a chance of something falling out the back, maybe.
So, if you remember Bond driving around Matera, he goes around the corner and drops the mini mines out.
Yes, I was going to say it was rather explosive, wasn't it?
Yeah, so ours don't actually explode, unfortunately. Health and safety.
Well, yes, I guess that's just the way that society's going now. They just don't let you have any fun, do they?
So we have these mines. Now these are the prototype ones, and they're a bit small. The actual ones will be larger. So in the back, you can put them in the little container there, where they're held. And then underneath, you build the whole mine mechanism,
Right.
mine release mechanism, and I'll just release them. You can see them coming out.
Very cool.
The final model will also have, from the rear wheels, the tyre slashers coming out.
Okay.
So they were, again, on the No Time to Die one, but not featured in the movie. Of course, it doesn't have the shield.
They were featured in Goldfinger, though. So.
Yes, that's right.
Talking of Goldfinger, look at that poster. Is that an original French poster?
It is. That's from, it's a movie poster from '64, from France.
Fantastic.
It's beautiful, the artwork.
The French know how to do it. The French know how to do it for sure.
I think it's one of the only posters that had the DB5 actually in it.
Right. Yeah, no, I think you're probably right, actually.
Mm.
Talking of DB5s, talking of Goldfinger, I tell you what I would love. You know what I'm going to ask, don't you? What about a gold version of it?
Wow, now you're talking, now you're talking. We'll see.
Watch this space.
There's lots of little features like the in the vents here, the cartridge expellers. If you look very closely in the movie, when you find the miniguns, all the cartridges come out the side. So a little detail like that. The GPS tracker inside as well.
So the model itself, it doesn't come as a built model. It's a construct yourself as you go along. And so is that a subscription? Is that a one-off payment and you just send it as you've made it? How does it work for people?
So all our models come in 12 boxes.
Okay.
And it's really up to the customer how they buy it. You can buy one every month, every year, and just construct it. They take, I'd say, the cars, it's 2 Sunday afternoons a month of work.
For each box?
For each box,
Wow.
yeah. I think about 40 to 60 hours in total. Or you can buy the whole thing in one go. Or some people say, well, I'll buy the first 4 boxes, get started with that, and then buy the next few boxes. You can start and stop when you please. So it's really flexible. We kind of try to do it to suit the customer.
So if I want to buy it straight away, what does my first box look like? What will I get?
Right, well here is one of the boxes. So this is box 1, DB5. That's
So
what
this
you get in the
is
post.
what I would get. Right, okay. Let's have a look at this. Do it to camera so that you can see. Because I'm pretty sure you've already seen the contents of this, James. Okay, oh wow. So it's, okay, the livery from No Time to Die, and obviously tells you that you're getting a DB5. So this is box 1, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's more than I thought in the box. I kind of had in my mind, I would just get this and an instruction manual saying, welcome to your new DB5. So the fact that this makes sense now based on what you said with it taking a couple of weekends, Sunday afternoons. Tire. You're going to have to tell me some of these things. I mean, that was easy, James. I could do that one. But...
So it's in pack 1, there's 3 main components. One is a wheel.
Okay.
The other is a door, so that's the inside of the door. And the other is the bonnet.
Which is
Yeah,
the one we have here.
exactly.
Which you actually can't feel on here, but it's got a lovely velvet inside.
So when we went to Aston Martin with the prototype, it didn't have any of this inside, and they said, well, the original cars had all this soundproofing, which is kind of this felt material, so we've added that in, and that's in there.
Interestingly, I mean, I don't have a DB5, but my Aston Martin still has the same sort of fabric.
They do,
Yeah, they do, yeah. Because they're so loud, the engines are so big, and, it makes sense.
So that's more of the door.
Okay. Yep, I'll take your word for it. It looks like a door to me. And now this definitely looks like a door, so I can accept that.
So that's the door. So all the bodywork is metal. So the final model weighs about 7 kilograms, so it's a pretty heavy thing.
And these are the components to go with that tyre
Yes.
to make the one wheel, is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
Now we actually give 2 sets of wheels because, as you can see, there's a lot of spokes involved on a DB5.
Yes.
So this here has the spokes already constructed and in place. So
Mhm.
essentially you put them together. You also get all the spokes individually
Right.
and a jig, and you put the spokes individually onto the wheel. So you end up with each of these spokes all threaded through. So this is the first layer of spokes. There's 4 layers. So you go around, put all these spokes in place, then thread the next level, then put a cap on, then put the next level on.
Such intricate detail.
Yeah. Now some people will love to do that, and
Yeah.
some people will hate it.
No,
so
that's
so
fair.
we give you the quick build version and the long build version.
Fair enough. I think maybe once you build it, you could go back and do the long version
Yeah.
when you're
What-
missing the Sunday afternoon fun. And then this comes in as well in the first box.
That's right. Yes.
And so this, I'm guessing, and I can see, it is indeed a poster. And that is what your final model should look like.
Absolutely.
You know, if I was building it, it probably wouldn't look like that. I'd end up doing it backwards or something, but...
You wouldn't. That's the whole concept, is that everyone will get a model of this.
So even I could do it?
Even, yeah.
Okay.
As I said, there's no gluing, there's no painting. It's all the parts are step by step, so you take through it, and you'll start with a few bits, but you work on the engine and the chassis, get all that completed, get the wheels on, then the body work on. So you're building it from the inside out, and you're kind of getting to see a lot more under the hood, so to speak, as if you just bought a final model.
Super. Well, shall we clear all this up and get back to the model?
Sure. The other feature we're having with this is you can have this lovely pristine car, or you can have a version which is all scratched up and bullet holes.
As seen in the movie, yeah.
And that will be done by giving a separate window set. So you just take this out and put in windows with all the bullet holes in, and then decals all down the side for all the scratches.
Okay.
And I'm sure some people really scratch their cars, so our customers do, but yeah, decals are a bit safer.
I think it's an absolutely superb model, and I'm very appreciative of you giving us the time to look at this. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell the club members out there about this model, about anything that we haven't covered?
It's available now, and as I mentioned before, it's the beginning of our James Bond car collection.
Okay.
So we will be releasing different cars over the next few years as well.
Well, I have a list of ones I'd like to see. I'd like to see the Living Daylights Aston. I'd like to see a nice Lotus, perhaps. I mean, it's easy. There's so many iconic cars to choose from. So
Yes, and I think as well, it's not necessarily just Bond's cars. There's other
villains.
villain
Yes.
cars
Oh,
out
wow.
there as well, which are quite interesting.
Don't tell us too much, James. Don't tell us too much. But what we'll do is we'll have on our YouTube channel a link to the website where you can have a look at more information about this model and perhaps start constructing one of your own. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.